In this demonstration, we're now going to go about configuring the Microsoft Azure Recovery Services Agent, also known as the Mars agent, to do some file level recovery from a local desktop machine. So let's head over to the Azure portal to get started. Okay, so we're in the Azure portal and I've still got my recovery vault set up, SL Recovery Vault. I'll select that one. Go ahead and select Backup at the top. And now I'm going to choose that my workload is running on premises. So I'm actually going to use my local laptop for this example. And I want to just back up my files and folders up to Azure. So if we select that and then click Prepare Infrastructure, we'll get the option here, first of all, to download the Recovery Services agent. So let's go ahead and click that. That'll just download locally to my machine. Then you also need to download Vault credentials to register the server to the Vault. So these are credentials that will expire after 2 days, but are needed as part of the installation for the Recovery Services agent. So let's go ahead and download those as well. Okay, and both of those are downloaded. So I'm going to open up my downloads folder, and you can see I have my Mars agent installer and my Vault credentials. So I'm going to go ahead and double click the agent installer. And as you can see, that sort of does its installation process, and then you get your usual like Microsoft installation, questions that you get. Where do you want to install it? Where do you want cache location? So we'll go ahead and select next to both of these. We'll accept the defaults. We'll accept the defaults for the proxy configuration. We're not going to go through an internet proxy. We'll opt into Microsoft Updates and go ahead and install. And that'll take a few minutes. We'll jump ahead here until that's complete. Okay, and once complete, you go ahead and select Proceed to Registration. And this is where it asks for those Vault credentials. So we go ahead and select Browse. Go to my Downloads folder. Select Vault credentials. Validates them. Go ahead and select Next. Enter a passphrase. You can simply generate one if you prefer. So you can do that. And enter a location to save that passphrase. So I'm just going to save it on my desktop for right now. Go ahead and click Finish. And that now registers this local machine. This is just a Windows 10 desktop I'm on right now, and it's registering it with Azure Backup. Okay, so now that's configured and registered with Azure Backup. We go ahead and select Close. You'll see the checkbox is already selected there, so it's going to open up the Recovery Services agent. As soon as I click Close, here it comes. It's going to load up the policy information, check for updates, and now I simply need to go ahead and schedule backup. So on the right hand side, I can click Schedule Backup. Wait for it to get policy information, and let's go through this wizard now as well. So hit Next to get started, and now I can add my items. So I can click Add, and let's say I want to back up my whole C drive, I can, or let's say I just want to back up what's in my Downloads folder. So let's just take that as the example. So I'll go to Users, Myself, and I'm just going to take my Downloads folder for right now. Just got a various downloads that I've done over time. Go ahead and click Next. Select your schedule, so day or week. So I can do 10 p.m. today if I want to. Select my retention policy. So I don't really want a weekly, monthly, or yearly retention, so I can uncheck those, but I could configure those if I wanted to. If this was a full server environment, obviously I would want that. Select Next. I can choose this option of automatically backing up over the network or offline backup, but I'm going to choose automatically over the network, but there are options there for offline backup as well. Go ahead and click Next and click Finish when we are done, and it's going to go ahead and create that backup schedule for all of those download files basically. So go ahead and click Close, and if I look now, I can see on the right hand side I can back up now. So if I go ahead and select that, go ahead and click Backup, and you'll get a status update here, and it will basically begin transferring all of those files in my Downloads folder up to Azure. And now if I ever want to recover them later on, I basically can. So we'll fast forward here until this is complete. Okay, and that's successfully completed. So let's close that screen down And now if I want to recover data on the right hand side, if I select that, you can see that I have an option to recover to this desktop or another server. I can select next, I can choose individual files and folders, and now it will fetch those volumes that have been recovered. So if I select the volume, it was on my C drive, it's got a recovery point. I'm going to go ahead and mount that. Okay, and that's mounted it as a disk, so I can go ahead and select Browse, and you can see it's mounted it as my D drive on this machine. Click Browse, I can open up that users folder. You can see my user account and Collie. Double click that. There's my downloads folder, and in there should be my two files, my Mars Agent installer and my recovery vault file as well that was in there, and those were backed up to Azure, and I basically brought them back down using the Mars Agent recovery feature. And with that, this concludes this demonstration, but I hope you also can see how useful this can be if you've got files and folders on your machine that you want to back up to Azure and keep them in the cloud. This is another way that you can utilize that.